Welcome. It's very hard now after that beautiful song. I usually get so emotional with that song, but in this moment it's more difficult. Only 45 minutes ago, the President of the United States mentioned that over 12 million people, they need to evacuate their city. And yeah, I practice a lot for tonight, but please forgive me if I stumble and I forget my story. How many Iranians do we have tonight here? Please raise your hand. Yeah. So this is the beauty of the city. This is the beauty of Chicago, that our neighbors, okay, can be impacted by the policy and the foreign policy of this country directly. So, yeah, I don't want to make it a sad story. I'm Ali Taroch, and I arrived here 12 years ago as a refugee. And my refugee resettlement agency is here tonight, and the executive of the Refugee One, Melina Kano, is here, who arrived, who arrived here as a refugee. And Refugee One was my first home and my first family. And thank you so much for all your support, services. And later I started working for Refugee One as well. So I don't know I was a good employee or not, but I always criticize. So forgive me, Melina. And other things, I don't want to test your knowledge, but I want you to guess. Do you think how many forcibly displaced people do we have in this world now? Just guess.
39 million.
Who said that? No. Just give me some number.
300 million.
It's too much. I hope not.
72.
No, so it's around 124 million people are displaced in this world. Yeah. And over 36 million of them are refugees, means they are officially registered in UNHCR. Because think about that number. And as you know, the world is under the attack by anti-humanity forces. And it's very sad. And 12 years ago when I arrived here, I thought I walk into the freedom. And it's hard to see after 12 years living in this country, we see some forces, they cover their head and they go after people. They rip off families in our streets. And it was not the country I was wishing to live. And it's sad. So the point of tonight is I want all of us to think about how we can act differently, how we can support each other. So a funny story is, if you don't understand my accent, that's fine. Okay, so I'm told, every day. So, but because I cannot understand your accent sometimes as well, if you were born here. Yeah. So, Amber, my wife, I want to thank you so much for, 9 years beautiful life together, and my daughter here tonight. And sometimes she helps me, and she helps her father as well, translate. My father-in-law and I, we always look at each other, and Amber tells us what's going on. So, but Hanna, I want to admit something tonight. In 9 years living with you, a couple of times when I missed Shiraz, my city, which is under attack now, I was not feeling good. But when you asked me, hey, how are you doing? I said, I'm good. but I lied to you, and I'm sorry. But let me tell you, if ICE goes after me, okay, this is possible because I got my citizenship here, okay? And by the law, okay, they can revoke my citizenship in some point. But I want to assure you, if ICE goes after me, I never ever lie to USCIS. So, yeah. So tonight is going to be a beautiful night. Tonight is going to be a beautiful night. I have worked with, a wonderful team, Ella, Akshara, Shakila, Marilyn, Aran, sitting over there. And just a couple of months ago, I reached out to them, hey, let's put everything together, and they say yes. And we started a couple of months ago, and we started thinking about tonight, okay, what should we do? Okay, what should just find candidate within the refugee and immigrant communities, only people who arrive here through the UNHCR, or we want to change the narrative. We want to, face the bigger audience and ask our fellow Chicagoans, Americans to think about, people with lived experience. So we have 4 beautiful featured storytellers. Okay, all of them are important in their job. Okay, they can introduce themselves. I'm not going to introduce them. And we have some people. Okay, Kat Abu Ghazala is here. If you don't know her, okay, you should ask her. She's running for the office now, and she is promising us tonight to support refugee and immigrant community. Yeah, thank you for coming, Kat. So, yeah. And if you enjoy the food, the finger food outside is cooked by Abdullah. Where is Abdullah? Abdullah, please stand. Yeah, here you go. Yeah. So he is from Syria, if I'm not mistaken. He arrived here as a refugee as well. Okay. So he left his business card over there. If you throw a party, you enjoy the food, please support Abdullah. Then another thing, in your booklet, there is a QR code. Okay, this is one of the most important pieces of tonight. Okay, we want to assess the impact. Okay, in front page there is a QR code. Before you leave tonight, please scan the QR code, okay, and answer the questions. If you are a couple, both of you do it. So because we handed only one booklet. Then we have a beautiful artist here, Ashraf. Please, Ashraf. Yeah. So one reason I invited Ashraf to join to this project, one night I was invited to a concert. I didn't know the artists, musicians, because of my best friends are sitting over there. The artist's name was Sina Batayi, right? Sina Batayi. Then I went there, Amber and Emilia were not in Chicago. I thought, okay, I'm going to join the concert. And I met Ashraf. We started talking, because I didn't know the artist's songs. I started talking to Ashraf, and Ashraf knows him. She's a big fan of Sina Batayi. Then we started talking, and she shared her stories that she's here to support her daughter, Negar, okay, and her son-in-law is here, Rod. Okay, raise your hand. Yeah. So, yeah, one thing is she told me and resonated to me, and I believe is every single immigrant and refugee story is there as well. She mentioned that one of her child is in Iran, another one is in Germany, and Negar is here, and she's pregnant. Congratulations, the baby comes soon, and every single Iranian, there are so many challenges to get their visa, and finally she arrived here to support her daughter. And if you remember that night, you told me, one thing you wanted in your life is to have your family next to yourself. Okay, now all your kids are everywhere. And you reminded me of my mom, that this is my mom's wish as well. Like I'm in Chicago, my sister is in Germany, and another brother is in Iran. And this is something, even if you live in the best life in this country, okay, making bucket money, but probably nearby 100%, I won't get the chance to sit next to my family, my brother, sister, my father anymore around the table. So thank you for your art pieces. Please, after the storytelling night is over, we can hang out over there and ask Ashraf about her pieces. Beautiful. When she explained it to me, I try to control my tears, but you can ask Emilia. When we were driving back home, I really cried. So, yeah, and our first storyteller, okay, Shearrived as a refugee as well. She's a community leader. And when she started talking about her story, it was like I felt she has a hidden camera in my house. And she's listening to me. Yeah. And this is a pattern of refugee and immigrant lives. Because we have shared stories, we have common stories. And I will let her to share her stories more. And but another thing, I know Cecilia over there, yeah, okay. The last week, she called me, and we started talking about different things. Again, I felt she has a hidden camera in my house. Because again, share the stories. Okay, same challenges. And sometimes we have 60 stories, but overall challenges are really overwhelming. And I wrote a dissertation for my doctoral degree, and the title was All Doors Are Open. When I was a case manager, I was giving hopes to my clients all the time that, hey, United States is different because all doors are open. And you can get any job but 2 jobs. Who can tell me? Who can tell me? Maybe Chris, you're a political scientist. You should know. Tell me. So a refugee, in theory, in paper, can get any jobs in this country but 2. President, nice. Let Chris tell the second position.
What jobs can you not get?
They cannot get right. The first is president. The reason is, they were not born here. The second position, vice president, yeah. Vice president, because the president died, the vice president will be. So, but I can assure you, after 12 years, yes, doors are open, but the title was, those doors are too heavy for us. So I'm asking you tonight, think about it and try to open one door to a refugee and immigrant person in your neighborhood, in your life. And I would like to invite our first storyteller tonight. I'm not going to mention her name, okay, she's going to introduce herself. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, everyone. It's not easy to be here, but I decided to make it happen tonight. My name is Ekram, Hanna. I'm a former refugee from Iraq. And also, I'm a proud US citizen. So let's take a moment. I want you to imagine while you are sitting here, getting a call telling you that your family is in a danger. And you have 2 options. You either to stay and risk it, or to run and leave everything behind. How would you feel? I just want you to take 2 seconds and try to name your feeling in one word. I want to hear from you. I want to hear at least from 3 people.
Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed.
Panic.
Panicked.
Frustration.
Yes. So that was my reality in 2012. In January 2012, my husband got a threat call because he was working with the US government in Iraq for more than 5 years. And after that call, we found out that this is the moment that we really need to take it seriously and to leave our country. In August 2012, we arrived to Chicago. And honestly, I didn't have big expectations. I was always thinking that, okay, thinking about my life there, and I felt like I'm a person who's really connected to my country, to my family, to my history. And deep in my heart, I knew this will be a difficult change in my life. In a lifetime, we spend about 25% of our life on education. Do you agree with me? And we spend about 50% from our life working and trying to build our career. I already have done all of that in my home country. So in one night, I found out myself that I'm a refugee. I have no job, I have nothing, I have no family, I have no support, I have no friends. I'm alone, and I need to make it happen. After 4 long years trying to find a job, which is my education back home and my professional experience wasn't really counted here. So I tried for 4 months to keep looking, keep asking people. But I found out that it's very hard with my broken English to find a job. A woman who owns a small alteration shop, she offered me a part-time job. And honestly, I didn't have that much options. And I didn't even have experience. So I decided just to take it. She offered me a couple days a week, and I decided to take the job. At the same time, I decided to go back to school. Working at that tailoring store, I can still remember my feeling. I didn't really feel that I'm a victim, or I didn't even feel sorry about myself. But I took that as an opportunity to get to meet with people, to get to learn about the culture, learn about the system, and also try to practice my English, because that's a huge thing, actually. Usually in my country, we study English, and we know how to read and write very well. But when it comes to speaking, that's a different story. And that was my struggle. In 2017, I moved to the nonprofit field, where my passion is. Using my professional experience and using my personal story to inspire refugee women, guide them, and walk with them the way of dependency. In 2018, I was chosen as one of 15 community leaders from all over the state to take refugee mental health and leadership program, it was a scholarship that I was fortunate to take it. But taking that program opened my eyes about the need of mental health awareness and resources for refugees. So this training, it was just an eye-opening for me. And that's when part of my mission started, which is raising awareness about mental health among the refugee community, and especially among the Arabic-speaking. Because if you know someone from the Middle East countries, you will know that there is a huge stigma. We don't even talk about mental health. Mental health, it's not even exist, actually. We don't know how to express our feeling, and we just ignore it. So that's a huge issue. So people, when they come here, they just keep the same pattern. And through my job, I was seeing like hundreds of families who were just arriving to the United States, struggling with mental issues silently. In every job I had, I'm going to be honest here. People, they were hearing my accent before they saw my skills. Even after I became a US citizen, some people, they were still calling me refugees, which is, I don't feel like, I feel proud actually of that. I had to prove myself twice at any job that I have done since I came from Iraq. Trust me, I worked very hard. I worked even extra hours. I put all of my time and energy and everything into my job. At the end, I found out that it's not enough. Whatever I have done, it wasn't really enough. And after 9 years working in the nonprofit sector, I was still seen as a threat. Not because that I didn't do my job well, but because I did work very hard and I did more than what they expected from me. Tonight, I want to ask you, I think most of refugees, they struggle in the same way. Like there's a level that we cannot really pass. I want to ask you tonight, would you give an opportunity for refugee? Would you open the door for refugees? Would you believe in us? Would you take our resilience, confidence, talents, and skills as a gift added to your team, not a threat? Today, I'm standing before you as the founder of ML International. It's a nonprofit where we bring hope and transformation for the refugee families and underserved families too, here in Chicago and across the MENA region. And do you remember the alteration store that I worked in when I came as a surviving job? I own it now. And as a small business owner, my vision is to create opportunities for women, to empower them, and to make them thrive and make an income. I don't just work. I serve. And I really enjoy what I do. I influence. I advocate. And I make change in people's life. And that's what I really focus on. Instead of waiting for someone to offer me a seat on the table, I just decided to build my own. My journey taught me that hope is not just a feeling. Hope is a decision that I need to make every day to keep moving forward. Thank you so much.